Yo, what is up YouTube, Fury here, bringing us a brand new video, and in today's video we'll be going over the new thermal scoped AR that is coming to the game in Fortnite. Now when you open up the Fortnite game, you open up Battle Royale. On the new updates panel that pops up when you first open up the game, it says thermal scoped AR coming soon. New high power assault rifle makes it easier to find enemies. So we're going to be talking about this new AR in today's video. If you guys do enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, don't forget to turn on those post notifications, and if you get first like on any of my videos, make sure you send me a Twitter image. I'll hit you guys back with a follow. And with that said, let's get right in today's video. If you guys are interested in winning some free V-Bucks, we are currently giving away 6,000 V-Bucks to you guys. All you gotta do to enter is like the video, subscribe if you aren't already, and turn on those post notifications, as well as follow the Gleam link in the description down below. There's going to be 6 winners, 1,000 V-Bucks each. Good luck to everyone. So like I mentioned, Epic has updated the in-game message of the day. They were mentioning that this new scoped AR, thermal scoped AR, is coming soon, so I'm assuming it's going to be dropping this upcoming Thursday with the new update for the weekly challenges and stuff like that. So this weapon should be coming to the game very soon. Now if you guys can tell by the image when you open up the game, the scoped AR that is on that image is very much like the Tiger AR that's in Save the World already currently, so I'm assuming it's going to be very similar in how it shoots and how it works in game. Now in Save the World, I'm pretty sure there's like attachments and stuff like that you can put on it, so you can't really do that in Battle Royale. I'm assuming you can't really do that, but it does say thermal scoped AR. So from what it seems, it says, like I said, it says makes it easier to find enemies. So thermal, I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of thermal scope like in Call of Duty, where if you scope around the map, you're going to be seeing an outline of a character in a different color, making it a little bit easier to find enemies from a distance. Now I'm assuming this is going to be helpful for late game, maybe when the game's darker a little bit, or when people are sitting in bushes. We're not completely sure obviously how this thermal is going to be working. This is going to be the first thermal weapon in the game, so not completely sure how it's going to work in game. Of course, we don't really have any damage outputs for this thing, nothing really leaked about how this gun works, other than it's going to have a thermal scope on it. Now I will be putting a clip in the background. What you're watching is a clip from the Tiger AR in Save the World, basically how it works, how it shoots and all that. It's very much like the scoped AR that's currently in Battle Royale, so it's going to be the same basic aspect that way. I think the only difference really is going to be how it scopes in, right? So one's going to be thermal and one's not. I'm assuming this one's going to do a little bit more damage, probably a legendary and epic version of this one. I'm not completely sure if they're going to do the same thing that they did with the FAMAS, where instead of coming out with the burst AR for the legendary and epic version, they just bring out a new weapon to replace that for that weapon, if that makes sense, right? So of course for the scoped AR that we have now, we have a rare and an epic, so maybe this new AR only comes in a legendary mode, or they're going to make a new, for the current AR, they're probably going to make an uncommon and a rare and pull out this new weapon and make this one a legendary and epic. But again, we're not completely sure what their plan is on this one, because the Fortnite tracker website doesn't really show anything on this new website, so or on this new weapon I should say, so we're not completely sure anything that comes with this thermal scoped AR. They could just drop this new thermal scoped AR and just have it completely a different different weapon from the scoped AR. They're not really going to add any rarities and stuff like that. So this new scoped AR should be coming in this upcoming update on Thursday. Now if you think about this new thermal scoped AR coming to the game, it may hint at the fact that they might be bringing smokes back very soon. I know there's been some leaked information about smokes returning, but this may be the process of them reintegrating them smokes back into the game, because if you think about it, this thermal scoped AR is not really going to come in handy too often in Fortnite, unless it does outline bushes and people camping like really hardcore like that. Anything other than that, I don't see this thing coming in handy. The game doesn't get too dark while you're playing in game, because it does cycle between day and night, but it's not like dark enough for you to use this thermal scope effectively. So I'm not completely sure how they're going to be using this if there's no smokes in the game. So I'm assuming they're going to reintegrate smokes, make their return for smokes. That way this thermal scoped AR does come in handy late game. But like I said, I don't know what other situation you could use this AR if there were no smokes. Like I said, it doesn't get dark enough in game unless they're making it to where you can see enemies through, like, you know, buildings and stuff like that, because you guys know, as you guys build structures, wooden structures and stuff like that, there are cracks in between the structures. So I'm assuming if this is going to outline characters in between or behind those structures, right? So say if somebody makes a 1x1 and they're sitting at the bottom, but again they have a tower that's really high, maybe if you scope up and down that tower, maybe you can see a slight outline of where they are through the cracks of the wooden tower. Again, we're not completely sure, we don't have any information. In Save the World, there is no thermal mode that I noticed from some gameplays I've been watching, so I'm not completely sure how that thermal mode works at all completely. I'm not completely sure if there is a thermal mode in Save the World for any weapon, so again, not completely sure how this is going to work. Unless they do reintegrate those smokes, this weapon will be actually really handy, especially for team fights and stuff like that. As well as that, if competitive does come to the game very soon, smokes and this weapon will be very big. I see a lot of people using this if competitive does come into play. Now I'm kind of curious to see if they do bring over more weapons from Save the World. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of different weapons that they do have in Save the World that they haven't brought over yet to Battle Royale. I'm not completely sure, again, because I don't play Save the World, but let me know in the comment section down below what other weapons are in Save the World that they're probably going to bring up over to Battle Royale. I mean, because they already have the coatings for the weapons, they have the models and all that stuff for the coating for it, so I mean, I don't see why they don't have a reason to bring them over. I'm probably assuming that they're going to bring over basically every single weapon at some point in the duration of this game. If they don't, probably some new weapons again, but for the most part, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't bring over most of the weapons from Save the World over to Battle Royale. But let me know in the comment section down below what weapons there are in Save the World that they don't have in Battle Royale yet. Now, I'm honestly kind of excited to see this weapon coming into the game. Any new weapon that comes into Fortnite, I'm all for, just because it's something different, it's something to get used to, and it just brings a little more variety to the game. Now, the scoped AR that's currently in the game, I'm not a huge fan of, but maybe this new thermal scoped AR maybe change my thoughts on that. Now, the scoped AR in-game isn't that bad, you know, personally, it's not that bad, but for me, I just can't pick it up, I can't use it, it's not something that I'm going to use in the future anyway, unless they do buff it maybe a little bit or make it some way where it's usable, right? Because currently in the game the scoped AR is not that usable for me. At distance it is very good. I've seen people, you know, pull off some really good clips with it and stuff like that, but for me, I just can't get myself to use the weapon. So I don't know, maybe if this new thermal scoped AR comes into the game, maybe I'll use it a little bit more. Maybe it's something that I start picking up, who knows. If they do bring in smokes, of course the squad mode will be a lot better for this mode, or for this weapon I should say. You just have one teammate using the smoke, and you just have another teammate with the scoped AR, or multiple teammates, and you can just start firing through the smoke if it does work like that. Now again, we don't want this weapon to be too overpowered. Epic does know how to make their, you know, integrations of new items really well, so I'm not really fearing the fact that it might be overpowered. I think that they're going to do a really good job in implementing this weapon. They already have everything coded into the game, really. They just need to, of course, make the thermal not too crazy and make the thermal not pick up too many people, because if you think about it, if you're scoping through the divot and you start spotting people across the map and stuff like that, that's probably not the intended use for this weapon. So hopefully they do implement this weapon pretty well. They don't make it too overpowered. They make it fairly balanced with all the other weapons that's in the game. Now I'm assuming it might be a little bit better than the scoped AR that's currently in the game, just because the scoped AR currently just does not feel right. This one they may integrate very well in a better way, where this thing's a little bit more usable than the current scoped AR. But if you do use the scoped AR, I give you guys props, because it isn't that bad. It's just something that I can't get myself to use. But that'll basically do it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below, other than the weapons that haven't been in Battle Royale yet, let me know what you guys think about this new thermal AR, if they're gonna bring back those smoke grenades or whatever they're gonna do with this thermal scoped AR. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, don't forget to turn on those post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.